Hello everyone, here is Nadia with another video. In this case, we're going to talk about Switzerland. I thought it will be quite interesting for you to hear from me, how does the entrepreneurship journey works here in Switzerland in case one has wants to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to tell you something. The Swiss society is a very risk adverse society. So people, they like stability, they like to know that they have the salary at the end of the month. They are not so much of a risk takers. That being said, there are still people who go into entrepreneurship adventures. Many times are women, yes, surprisingly are women because they raise children, they stay at home raising children, and then it's not easy for them to go back to the workplace. So they decide to be entrepreneurs and to start a new career, maybe doing nails or doing something else. In other cases, is yeah, women who have roles that are more entrepreneurship. They are, let's say, they are from abroad and they married a Swiss man. They come here. They spend the first years learning the language, and sometimes in their home country they were entrepreneurs. They had their own salon, let's say, beauty salons, for instance. And when you've been an entrepreneur and you are an entrepreneur at core, it's very challenging, difficult to have a boss and to work for someone else. So they just become entrepreneur. It's like my hairdresser, the one who did my beautiful hairstyle. She's originally from there's Namibia or Tanzania, I don't recall now. But she married to a Swiss, and she decided after learning the language and trying, to fit it into society that I want to be my own boss. She was an entrepreneur in her home country. She never worked for anyone else. So there are examples like that. Another example is people who are maybe like in their 50s and they get laid off. And in Switzerland, it's a society that discriminates a lot based on age to find a job. So they decide to be an entrepreneur. They decide to use their skills to help others through coaching. Many they do coaching. So there are different reasons why someone can be an entrepreneur. And if someone decides to be a content creator, or if someone has a job and on top of that they start a side hustle and they become entrepreneurs and they make substantial amounts of money, they have to formalize that. It's a good practice to formalize the process. So how it goes is that there is like an association, like a place that is responsible, for entrepreneurs, and they have a document that you have to fill out. They ask you things such as, well, identification, a name, and so, and they ask you have to have 20,000 saved, 20,000 US dollars or Swiss francs to become an entrepreneur. You have to have an address where you're gonna deliver your business. Let's say you are a yoga teacher, you want to be an entrepreneur. It can be a yoga studio, it can be just your home as well. If let's say if you teach online, and if you are a content creator, is that's how it works, right? You put your home address, yeah, unless you go somewhere else, unless you have an office where you go just to get out of your home to film the content. But at least they need a fixed address, so that they know that every month you are paying rent. It's just like that. The papers, by the way, because Switzerland is not a very risk adverse country, they don't change, this regulation quite often. So this information I'm sharing with you is information that it's been going on like for the past 20 years. So that you see how things are here in Switzerland. Yeah. And then you have different ways you can. The first months of being an entrepreneur is all, you don't make a lot of money, especially like when you are being a content creator. It's not the same like if you will have a place, a shop, you have to be really registered from the beginning, because you have your shop, people are coming in buying things, you are a business. Whereas if you are going into the entrepreneurship, the content creator journey, being a YouTuber, influencer, and so on, you just work at home with your computer or with your phone or outside of home. Many people film outside of their homes. So, and it's just you, right? And you don't deal yet with customers, just have your viewers who are watching your videos, and that's it. So it's a little bit, it's the same process, but when it comes to declaring your mind, it's a little bit different, right? So when you are being going on the road, becoming a content creator, the first month, as it's all, it's the first year, first 2 years is all expenses. Even your computer, is an expense. For internet connection, you need to use it as an expense. And you are giving you are working now, like I'm making this video, I'm not making money, so I am not wasting my time, but I am using my time and I'm not getting monetarily compensated. So it's an expense. So the way it works is that you can do two things. You can choose if you want to from the beginning. It's up to you. If you have the 20,000 US dollars, Swiss francs or euros, you can register, subscribes and everything. And then per year you have to pay a quota. I think it's like 200 euros dollars. So you pay that, and then when you when you have expenses like your computer, if you need to buy a new computer, or if you need to travel to some place to film some content, or your internet connection to make the content, all of those expenses you can then deduct them, from the beginning, from your business, even if you are not making money. So like you filming our YouTube video, I'm filming our YouTube video, I am using my computer. I am using my time, but I'm not making any money. I'm not even monetized on YouTube, so I'm not making any money. So everything, it's minus, minus, minus. So in those cases, you can choose from the beginning to declare it, and then it gets deducted from your taxes. When you're gonna pay your taxes, you will pay less taxes. Okay, but then think that you you are already paying to be um, selbstständig, we say in German. The word now is independent, right? 200 years, and you are in this in the system, right? So there are some things, that some costs that you can deduct from your finance. That's one way to do it from the beginning. Some people suggest to doing that, others not. Another option is you just do it as a content creator, and since you are not writing any invoices, anything, you don't deduct it. That's fine. Let's say you like, for the next year, next year, 6 months, next month, I'm gonna be a content creator, and I'm gonna try, right? No, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna be a content creator. So everything is minus minus, because I'm not getting paid by YouTube, not yet, but soon. And you're investing a lot of time, so you're not making money. So you can just you can do things. You can just not not get registered as an independent person, and then just pay what you have to pay, and then when you make money, then you make the money. That's it. Another thing is to say, okay, for the next 6 months, I'm just going to do it like this, and then do it like this, in the sense of I'm not going to register to the independent office. Nothing's going to be deducted from my taxes, so you don't need to issue an invoice, show anything. And then after 6 months or 1 year, then you say, okay, now I get registered as a content creator, and then um, if you prove all your invoices, like internet invoices, all your expenses invoices, then you can get it, even if it was a few months before, 6 months, 8 months before. You can then get it get it deducted to your taxes, even if you register 9 months before to be independent. Okay, it works as well like that. Another thing is, okay, I don't register, it's okay. I'm just doing my own thing until I make money that I can live on, sustainable amount of money, and then after that, because at the beginning it's everything minus, right? You pay in minus, and if you are not if you are not declaring it to your taxes, then you also are paying more taxes. so so at the beginning, if you decide not to register, not to do anything, then you are paying more taxes, and then what you make is what do you what it's for you. What do you make? Okay, and then when you start making more, actually, it is said that once you make like $200, it is said $200 per month, you can then declare it, which is really nothing for Swiss life standards. It's really nothing, but many people don't do it because, as I said before making those $200, you have paid like maybe 20,000, in making, you have worked a lot of hours, you were not paid, you have been using your internet connection, you're not paid all of that money, and on top of that you're still paying a lot of taxes, so you lose. Actually, it would be best in some cases, like to do it from the beginning so that it really gets deducted from your taxes. So yeah, so this is a little bit of how it works. So Switzerland, yes, it's a very structured society. Everything's very regulated, but when it comes to entrepreneurship, especially content creator, it's quite new. Um, so when you fill out the forms, it fits yet into like the traditional model. The form that you fill out, it's like you have to have a physical address. It's like, so it feels like in that model where you have a business somewhere, a place, an office. But this is the model that is currently in place. And then, yeah, and then you can if you want to be registered as independent, you do it like that. And if you don't want to get registered independent, you may not do it, but then at some point, I guess the government will say, all this money you've been receiving here, what happened, right? Which is not good, right? And then you'll have to give all back, and you will still, you will if you have another job. Let's say, even if you have another job, you still pay taxes on the other job. This is another thing. There are different things, right, when it comes to having a side hustle where you are working. Generally speaking, if you work in full time, it's not allowed, general speaking. But uh, um, in some companies, you don't have to say anything. In other companies, you do have to tell them that you have a side hustle so that they know. So especially when it comes to conflict of interest, so it doesn't conflict with interest, and so so it's like that. The reason why general speaking is not allowed is because supposedly if you have a full time job and then you want to start as like they think that you're gonna be very tired and you're not gonna be productive on your job, So you see another reason why people don't start side hustles, why there are not many entrepreneurs, and so they're like, I just have my job, I make okay money, and if I get unemployed, the employment system here in Switzerland is very good. For it finishes, yes, but for a while it's very good. It's not like in the UK or other countries, right? So the mentality is quite, laid back here. But there are entrepreneurs, and I think based on the tax system, it's a very good country to be an entrepreneur. That's why a lot of famous people, they come here. They have a residence in Switzerland here, so that they don't have to pay taxes in their country, and they pay them here. Something that is not allowed here is like in the States. I know if you are a content creator, you can then create a company, and then you are an employee of your company. Here is not like that. Here, like if I create a if I do entrepreneur, it's called Einzelfirma, like a company of one person, right? I cannot be my own employee. What I can do, what I've learned is that I can hire one person. It's enough. Can hire one person, and that person can work for me. And that person, for that person, I have to pay everything because it's an employee. And then in that case, for instance, what I can do is to have a pension fund, because here in when you work in Switzerland, you have a pension fund according to your employer, right? And when you decide completely, let's say completely, to be selbstständig in German, independent, you don't have any other company that pays you, and since you are or loan firma, Einzelfirma it's called, then you are not a company, so you don't employ yourself. So that money that goes to your pension fund, when once you are retired, you lose it. So what you can do, there are two things that you can do to fix that. One of them is that, right, that you have someone working for you, and then you pay for that employee for the pension fund, and then you can then pay for your own pension fund. It works like that. Or another thing that you have is that you don't have any employees, you are on your own, and then you pay something that is a third pension fund, third pillar is called. You pay that one. That one you can always pay, regardless if you are independent or you work for yourself. Like for me now, I work for a corporation. I have the second pillar, which is the pension fund that the company pays. And on top of that, I have the third pillar, which is a private pension fund that I've decided to pay for myself. Okay, so that third pension fund, that third pillar is called. It's a third pillar. It will be the second pension fund. That third pillar, where I have money now because I've been paying money. I can pay more money there if I become independent. I can pay up to 34,000 per year. Whereas when you work for someone else and you decide to have that extra a second pillar, a third pillar, which is the second pension fund, you have to pay a maximum. You can only pay up till almost like 7,000 per year. Okay. So yeah, so this is how it works. If you have any questions, you can you can ask me. I think when it comes actually to taxes, Switzerland is a very good place to be an entrepreneur. But not a lot of people take that route because the culture, society is not like in the United States. But more and more and more people are doing it, and the content creator market is growing. There are even events, like I think they started like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, influencers event called Swiss Influencers event. Well, the most not prominent influencers of the country, they are invited, they meet, So maybe let's say in the States, you may have been having this 15 years ago. Switzerland, we are 10 years behind. But the market is it's growing, and the brands, they are companies, they are learning how to work with with the influencers, with the content creators, with the YouTubers, with content creators. So this is what I have to share with you today when it comes to entrepreneurship, content creator in Switzerland, becoming a content creator in Switzerland, and legally, paying everything well legally. Yeah, as a business, content creator as a business in Switzerland, we could call this video like that. I hope you like this video, and if you have any questions, ask me anything. See you in the next one. Bye.